18th century farmhouse set in Wiltshire in some of England's loveliest countryside, the home of the guitarist Julian Bream. When he isn't away on a concert tour, this is the centre of his activities. He cultivates the lawns, the flower beds and a kitchen garden with the same dedication he brings to music. Next to the house there used to be a stable. Bream's turned it into a workshop where guitars are made by a master craftsman. Above the workshop, he's built a small recital room. Here, for these television masterclasses, a group of guitar enthusiasts gathered together to watch Julian Bream coach advanced students and young professionals in some of the best loved and most challenging pieces in the guitar repertory. In this first program, the music is by the Catalonian pianist and composer Albeniz, who by the time of his death in 1909 had done more than any Spaniard before him to earn international recognition for the music of his country. His suite, Española, was originally for piano, but the first and third movements, Granada and Sevilla, are better known in arrangements for guitar. The three guitarists taking part are Joseph Bacon, Jerry Jangle and Cheryl Grice. Joseph Bacon is an American guitarist who's been giving recitals in the United States and Europe for some years. In London, he's played at the Wigmore Hall and at St. John's, Smith Square. He also plays the lute and has recently made records of Elizabethan lute music. Jerry Jangle from Czechoslovakia learnt the violin and piano before taking up the guitar at the age of 12. He went on to study at conservatories in Prague and Munich, and in 1969 won first prize in the Munich International Guitar Festival. Cheryl Grice comes from Barnsley in Yorkshire. While still a student at the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester, she won 2 international guitar competitions. She's broadcast on Radio 3 and on Italian radio and television, and since the age of 12 she's been giving recitals all over Britain.
No comprehensive program about guitar music would be complete without at least some Spanish music. And for this particular program, we're going to study 2 works by the Spanish composer Isaac Albeniz. The 2 works in question are Granada and Sevilla, both descriptive pieces from his well-known suite Español. Ironically enough, these pieces were not written for the guitar, but they have undergone several transcriptions over the past 100 years. For example, Tárrega transcribed Albeniz towards the end of the 19th century, and after that, these rather good transcriptions were revised by Lobet. And in our own time, some of these transcriptions have been re-revised by Segovia. And now another generation of players are re-reviving his versions. However, the music doesn't suffer. In fact, the guitar, I think, invests the music with such colour and authenticity that even Albeniz himself preferred some of his piano pieces on the guitar. So, right, Joe, what will we have? Granada or Sevilla?
Granada.
Fine, very good. let's stop there. There's quite a lot to talk about in that performance. I myself, I'm of the modern school that like Spanish music, certainly romantic Spanish music, played with some degree of classicism. That is not that I abhor beautiful sounds or lovely rallentandos. I enjoy those too, but I think they have to be subtly placed in the music. Now, for example, if we take that opening theme, we'll notice that there is the tune, which is very legato, but above that there is a beautiful throbbing structure of thirds. Now, those thirds have really got to be basically meticulously rhythmical. Underneath that meticulous rhythm of the thirds, we have this beautiful melody, which must have, I think, only a modest degree of flexibility. Just occasionally should we be able to take a little time just to, as it were, turn the corners of the melody. So I would prefer to keep this accompaniment, the little thirds at the top, very, very delicate. Thirds are really rather even, and yet there are moments when I can bend the melody just enough to give it expressive quality, like this. And another thing we must take care of is the actual shape and length of the phrases. Now, it's just a sad thing, I think, that so much guitar music, possibly because there are so many signs on it which have to do with the technical fingering of the music, so few pieces have phrasing marks, musical phrasing marks. Now, if you see the original piano version of this piece, you'll see that the melody is phrased very, very carefully. For example, this passage, you get... That's one phrase, that's the second, that's the third. So we must play it like... You see how much more interesting it is now when we go... It's a lovely shape, actually. And the other thing is that with Spanish music in particular, although in most music this applies, we must make our triplets reasonably even. We've got to decide, are we going to do a quick one, as in the case of a lot of Spanish pieces, or are we going to make it really even and rhythmical, a little slower? I prefer the slower version myself, but they must be rhythmical. In your case, they weren't, I'm afraid. They were very unrhythmical. And one of the reasons was that when we do a triplet of this nature, we only pluck, as you know, only once, but we have to make the other two notes on the left hand. And the problem with you, Joe, there was that when you hammer that finger, you never really hammered it home enough, you see. But you really must use a lot of strength there, and then not to forget that you've got to pull to get the next note, haven't you? Sometimes you hammered and forgot that one, you see. But when you pull, you must pull back to the next string, you see. Then it's clean. Just try that. Now look, take note of what I've said. That accompaniment has got to be very, very rhythmical and controlled at the top. The tune flexible, but not too flexible, and the triplets rhythmical. Now let's try and get that in 2 bars. Now, straight away, we're in trouble. Look, we've got to get this ringing like bells. So, if you're going to use a barry at the 7th position, then keep it for a bit. Don't go, but you're doing that, you see, look. Then change, you see. Let's have a bar of beautiful thirds, and then change. And change on the first beat of the second bar, look. Well, watch me, look. There, you've got a silent melody note. You can change. Yeah, but you want too quick. That's it's more like it. Once more. Yeah, but I didn't get these thirds clear. Do you notice how clear they are? Everyone's the same. Very important. Now the triplet wasn't right. Let's get the triplet right. Once more. Yes. That's it. Better. Now can you give that the proper phrasing, which is ta-da-dum, ti-da-dee. Accent that second A. That's right. Better. Same here. Ta-da-da, ti-da-dee. Now you could have a little fun there if you feel like fun. Turn on a little juice there. It's too heavy, look. It should be delicate. It's over the top of the phrase, and not, I should use the fingers and not the thumb for those little delicate notes. Try it once more from that passage. Yeah. You'll have to take a trip to Granada. You missed a beat there. Look, you can't miss beats on this music. 3, 1, 2, 3. Good. Here we go. That was rather no, the same phrasing. Well, there's a lot to do there, Joe. So, well, I should first tackle that the beginning section, try and get the thirds very correctly placed, and the melodic line a little flexible, but not too unrhythmical, and make sure that the triplets are really triplets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julian.